Hello everyone, welcome. My name is MJ Pestridge. Welcome to another Titanic talk. Today I'm going to go through the demo, and this is the daytime demo before the night one has been released. And I just want to show that there's not as many problems with this demo as people have been having. I've been seeing a lot of people who have been having texture loading problems, crashes, laggy performance, and they've all been saying, "Oh, the demo's rubbish." Now, first off, for anybody who hasn't seen or is aware of this, the Titanic Honor and Glory is a game that's being developed. It's in alpha at the moment, and you can actually go and grab the free alpha I'll put a link down below to the actual download, but you can walk around the Titanic yourself. They give it away freely at the moment. It's in the early stages of even like a pre-alpha. So don't expect like a polished build, but it is a really good opportunity to walk around a full one-to-one scale of the actual Titanic. And they do plan to produce like a one-to-one version of this where you can explore everything. And that's just so cool. So I'll put a link to this website down below. We're going to go around and have a look at it now. And then for anybody who's been having issues with this, for anybody who's been having problems with this, then hang around, because I'm literally going to solve all your problems, okay? And also, I'm going to give away a place in the guarantee group to one lucky winner at the end of January. So all you have to do is be a subscriber to my channel, comment on the video, and at the end of January I will announce the one lucky winner. And I'm doing this every single month leading up to the actual release of this game. So every single month, one lucky winner will win a place in the guarantee group. And the guarantee group basically is a group of people, Facebook group as well, privately, where you get early access to a lot of this content. It's kind of like a preview club, you know. You get it like a few days before the actual public will get it, and to be honest, you get to see really cool stuff as well from the development that the general public don't get to see. So let's just have a quick walk around, and I want to go into a couple of areas because I believe people have been having a few issues. Now, this painting is one of those issues where it doesn't actually load properly. Now, as you can see, it loads fine on my PC because it loads fine in the demo. There's not a problem with textures loading. Now, sometimes they do lag in a little bit, I will say, and there is an area of the ship where it is a little bit slower than normal, and we're going to actually go there now. I'm not really, I think it's down this corridor, and what happens is the reason there is people are having problems with things loading in is because they run down this corridor, right, like this, and they actually run faster than the engine can load in the stuff. So they've basically outrun the engine. Now, yeah, that might be a little inherent problem, but like if you're walking like you would walk around a ship, nobody would actually run around the Titanic like a lunatic. Like nobody would actually ever do that. You'd be stopped by staff and told to just walk safely. So if you just walked like a normal human being, everything will actually load in. And I think this is the staircase, but I think we have to go up one level to see that grand staircase. Here it is. This is also a problem area people have where it suddenly gets very intense on the PC and very lag loady, as it were. Now I'm monitoring my system specs here, and I want to say I've also come across the minimum system specs required for this. Now I know they haven't been officially, oh how gorgeous that is. I mean, just look at that screenshot. I know they haven't been officially released, the specs, PC specs, but I actually have come across what I believe are the minimum PC specs in order to run this properly. Now, this is the first sort of thing. There's a checklist, really, and I'll put a thing up on. So if you want to be able to run this demo without any problems and be able to run it successfully, there's like 5 checklist items you want to make sure you've got first, okay? I think the room's down here. And basically, you want to make sure you've got Windows 10, because these early demos, they haven't been made compatible with Windows 11. So even if you get it to run, it might have slight glitches. Is it this way? No, it's the other way. It might have slight glitches. Windows 7, 8, XP, whatever you're running, Vista, it's not been made compatible with. So you might find there are slight glitches with. Oh, hello. Look at that. It's only been made compatible with Windows 10. And that's another rub. Actually, Joe, let's go in as a kid. I want to experience this as if I was a child. That's another thing as well. Windows, oh my God. Look at that. Oh. Every time I come in here, it just looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. I mean, oh, I love the Titanic, and we've never really got to see this room in color. James Cameron didn't spend enough time in this room, and oh my God. Now, if you come in here and there's no furniture, you'll see tables and chairs missing, it's because you've run too fast around the demo and it hasn't loaded in, okay? That's not the engine, that's not the demo's problem, that's you being too eager to come and see this beautiful room. Like, just slow down, man. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Look at, there's a mirror. Hang on, my reflection's not there. I'm a bloody vampire. Oh my God, I'm a vampire. Oh my God. Anyway, I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. They've even got, look at that. You can see, do you see the purple and pink hues in that mirror? They've even got the refraction from a reflection, in there. Because obviously there's no pink and purple up there, but that's the reflection of light bouncing off the mirror. That's not like a problem with the textures or issues with whatever. That's actual, like, the rainbow light hitting and bouncing off and reflecting up. I mean, that's amazing. That is. This whole room is amazing. Now, I can see that it is, like, as I move the camera, it is loading in a little bit slowly. And that, yes, might be a problem with the initial demo, is like laggy loading textures. But please, developers, please, James Penka, do not sacrifice quality, okay? Because people have potato PCs, or they're saying that they have problems and it's the demo when it might not be the demo. Please do not sacrifice the quality of these textures, because this looks amazing. Now, I don't have ray tracing enabled because my 1080 Ti doesn't support it, so I know I'm missing out on some visual quality, and maybe that is the issue with what people are having, is it's the ray tracing, but I know this looks amazing and it works fine on my PC. So make sure you got Windows 10 for starters, okay? Oh, look at that. Oh my life. How do you get to view from, how do you peer down? I don't know how you can't peer down, can you? It's just gorgeous. Make sure you're running Windows 10. Also, the sort of the minimum specs that I've come across now, I'm looking at my task manager right now. I've got 32 gig of memory, of actual memory on my PC, and this demo is only using 8 gig. Now, that's not to say the minimum spec of RAM is 8 gig, because Windows needs memory as well. Windows needs memory to run its processes in the background as well. So I would say 16 gig is the minimum spec of memory needed to run Titanic, Honor and Glory successfully. Because when this moves into Unreal Engine 5, which we all know it will, it's going to need more RAM, okay? There's going to be a lot more things happening, and it's going to be pushing the RAM a lot more. So 16 gig, I'm saying, is the minimum, specs. I've got 32. I would say recommended 64, but not to run this game, but just to have in general anyway for gaming. 32 to 64, I believe, is like the recommended nowadays. But in order to run this game, the minimum, 16 gig. The other thing I would say is your processor, and I'm going to get into it a little bit later, but if your processor on its boosted function can, oh, look at this room, has a gigahertz speed of 4.0, not on a base speed, but on a boosted speed, mine is 5.0, then you will successfully run this game. If your graphics card has 10 gig or more video memory attached to it, you will successfully run this game. If you're running a graphics card with 8 gig, that to me is the minimum. If you're running a 6 or a 4, forget it. Okay, those are what I believe are the minimum and recommended specs for this game. Okay, because this demo is literally a bare bones demo of what actually is going to be happening. Now, I'm in the Titanic, okay, but there's no people. There's no proper animations running. There's no anything. It's just me and a couple of door animations, really. That is it. And the lighting. That's not really that much. But if you start including people, interactive animations, you're boosting the capabilities of the hardware needed. So trust me, a 10 gig plus video card is the recommended. 8 gig is the minimum. For RAM, I would say 16 gig minimum, 32 to 64 recommended. And for a CPU, I would say, you know, you're looking at a clock speed of, look at that, you got the heat haze coming off these. Look at that. Heat haze of these heaters. Amazing. 4.0 gigahertz is the recommended. You know, if it's a base speed of like 3.5, 3.8, I would say is the minimum recommended, the minimum specs. Anyway, as you can see, the demo runs absolutely fine. There are no loading. We haven't crashed. It runs perfectly. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people will say, yeah, but I've been having issues, mate. I've been having problems, mate. You know, I'm just going to leave it there for a second. Well, do you know what? There are about 5 things that you can do on your PC in order to not have crashes, in order to have this running perfectly, and in order to be able to successfully run this. And that's what this video is designed to do. It's designed to help you be able to get more from your PC, because right now your PC, I bet, is a stock level PC. And when I say stock level, is that Windows is more in control of your PC than you are as a user. The power profiles, okay, we're going to exit out here and I'm going to go to show you what I'm talking about. The power profiles of a PC, and I do recommend a PC. I do not recommend a laptop. They run differently. They are differently. And I believe you need a PC to run this. Now, you might be able to get away with running on a laptop and go, yeah, I can, dude. But do you know what? The power of the laptop is very different to the power of a PC. A PC has a power supply unit inside. Mine is 1,000 watts. Other people's might be varying of different levels, but a laptop has a battery, or you can plug it into the mains. Now, it's not designed to be run off the mains forever. You shouldn't really be running it off your power cord. It is designed to run off the battery, and a battery isn't that powerful, so it can't run a really beefy graphics card. It can't run the CPU like you want it to, but a PC here has power settings, power options that you can choose. Now, if you choose the ultimate performance, the high performance, right, they're kind of an averaged, you know, measure, and you're not getting the most out of your CPU. So if we look at my specs of my PC here, my CPU is running at 5 gigahertz, okay, and it's only got 4 cores. It's not actually a major, do you know what I mean, CPU, but it's I've boosted it up to 5 gigahertz, and it runs that demo absolutely fine. My memory is 32 gig, but like right now I'm only using 3, but you know, that runs fine. And my GPU is only a 1080 Ti, which only has 11 gig of VRAM attached to it, so it's not like a 3090 with 24, but these specs do run this absolutely fine, okay? But the power needed to run the GPU and the CPU, okay, is defined by this point here, and how much power you assign determines how much you can push the hardware. So I can boost my clock speed up to 5.0 because I've not overclocked. I don't believe in overclocking, but I've boosted my power level to say, you know, give more juice to that CPU. I've actually unlocked every setting in my power options, which I've put the keys to unlocking this in my Discord. So, you know, in fact, I'll link a video down below which tells you how you can unlock the power of your PC. And I believe that this is one of the best ways that you're going to gain more performance out of your PC in order to successfully run this demo. There are other things you can do. Like, secondly, make sure that Windows 10, and it has to be Windows 10, it doesn't run on Vista. You know, it's going to be buggy on Vista, it's going to be buggy on Windows 11. It doesn't run emulated from a Mac, you know, emulating Windows. It's designed for Windows 10 only. So if you're not running Windows 10, that's your first port of call there. But make sure if you're running Windows 10 that Windows 10 is actually running fine. And a way to do that is go to the search down here, type CMD, run it as administrator. So you've got a command prompt, type in sfc space / scan now, and we're just going to check the time, which is 8:35. I'm going to hit enter. Now what this is going to do is it's going to begin a system scan, and it's going to scan all of Windows files to make sure that Windows 10 is working properly. Now if this scan should take 3 minutes. So it's already 1 minute in, but I think that started a little bit, you know. So it only should take 3 minutes. If it takes longer than 3 minutes, your CPU might not be up to the task of running the demo, okay? If it takes 3 minutes or less, then your CPU is going to run the demo fine. Now, this is a good test to see if your hardware is capable to run the software. And that's the biggest major bug I think everybody is having, or most people are having, is that their hardware is not capable. And I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, but mate, I've got a 30 series card and I've got like loads of RAM and my CPU is the best and I still can't run it. Now, for that group of people, I believe it's a software issue. Not the software of the demo, but the software of Windows 10. And that's the next thing we're going to get into, is I want to show you how you can set up Windows 10 to stop interfering with your gaming. So we're into the second minute now. We're halfway through. Now, I am recording as well. I do know that this does complete it within 3 minutes because I've done it before. So I know that there is nothing wrong with my Windows 10, but if there is things wrong with Windows 10, this process will not only identify it, but it will also fix it as well. And that's pretty cool. So this is a scan that you want to be doing at least once a week on your system. I also don't actually run Windows Update. So Windows Update is stopped, Windows Search is stopped, and I've stopped a whole load of other processes from running. I try and like end tasks that I'm not using, you know, like I don't need to run. There you go, it's finished in time as well. It didn't find any problems, so Windows 10 is working on my machine. Also, I would recommend getting MSI Afterburner and over sort of boosting or overclocking or whatever you want to call it your graphics card. So my graphics card megahertz by stock I think is 1400, but I boost it up to 5000, and so I get some extra juice from that. If your graphics card, and this is another issue, if your graphics card here is not running above 25% when you're running the demo, then your graphics card might actually have a problem in terms of the CPU might be preventing your GPU from running, okay? And that's a problem as well, and I'll get into that later. But the next thing I want to say is Windows 10 has a load of security features built in within it, okay? I've actually turned off the virus and threat protection settings of the real-time scan make sure that is turned off before you run the demo. This basically scans every single file that you start to run. So every file that is within this demo here, okay, if it deems that there's a problem, or if it suspects that it's a dodgy file, and an innocent file can be deemed dodgy by Windows, then it actually quarantines it, prevents it from running. Now that can have a massive effect on your demo running smoothly. So turn off the real-time protection. In fact, I honestly recommend you just turn off all this shit, because none of it actually is any worth anything. Like, these are designed to protect Windows 10 from the idiots that use Windows 10, download illegal stuff, and actually put Windows 10 at risk by their own stupidity. That's what all this is designed for. If you don't download, or if you don't do anything that's dodgy, you've got no reason to run Windows security. Okay, so but what will happen is this will actually interfere with any application you run, and the biggest culprit is Windows Defender. I actually have disabled Windows Defender. It doesn't actually run on my PC at all. Now, some people might say, oh, you can turn it off and on here by a simple click of the button. Well, that actually doesn't fully turn it off. That just sort of half turns it off, and it's still running in the background. If you want to fully turn off and disable Windows Defender, which I do, I actually have put in my Discord a file called real-time protection, and you run this, right, this registry key, which is totally safe. It just disables Windows Defender. That is it. That's what it does right there. Okay, totally fine. If you run that, restart your PC, you will see Windows Defender looks like this, and it's gone. It doesn't run on your PC anymore. It's not getting involved and preventing the demo from running. Now, the main problem of this demo is that it's just an executable from a package. It doesn't actually have an installation. Now, for me, that's a good thing. I love that, because I don't want it to install into my PC. But the bad thing is because it's not installed into and registered with Windows 10, then there's no exclusions created for Windows Defender Firewall or antivirus software, which, by the way, is the biggest con in history. I'll get to that in a second. And the problem with it not having any exclusions in Windows Defender Firewall, that if Windows Defender deems any files in here dodgy, it'll quarantine them immediately, which means you're missing files now out of your demo, which means things are going to crash, things aren't going to load, there's going to be lag and problems galore because Windows is getting involved in your demo. Now, I said about the biggest con in history is antivirus software, which it is. You run any processes on your PC here, right? The more you start running, then the more it takes away. Like right now, these processes here are the only ones taking CPU cycles, okay? These ones here. All these other ones are just idling, doing really nothing to the CPU, but they are taking off memory as well. All of these are taking memory actively right now, but there are some that aren't taking any memory, like Windows lock screen or the search function, which I've actually prevented, or system interrupts, which is this one. If you ever see this at 20%, you've got major problems on your PC. If you even see it at 10% for extended periods of time, you've got major problems on your PC. But the more processes you're running, the more it's taken away performance from your hardware, your GPU, your CPU, and your memory, and that's taken away performance from the demo. So the less you can run, turn off processes, then the better the demo will run. Okay, so I've turned off Windows Defender. I don't even have any antivirus on my PC. It's the biggest con in history. Windows antivirus or any antivirus software is again just designed to prevent the user destroying Windows 10. If you don't download anything dodgy, if you're not a pirate, if you don't uTorrent or torrent or whatever they call it, a lot of crap, then your PC is going to be safe because you're not bringing in a virus. Your router attached to your PC has a firewall built within it, because your IP provider, doesn't want viruses spreading around its own network. So it puts in a firewall on every router that, unless you're inviting things in, things don't just suddenly tunnel into you. Okay, this isn't like a film, guys. All right, this is real life, and that doesn't happen unless you invite it in. If you don't invite it in, you don't need antivirus software. You don't need the Windows Security Suite. You can disable or get rid of all of that and have nothing interfering with your demo. I guarantee you the one biggest culprit on this demo is Windows Defender or an antivirus software preventing the demo running fluidly on high-end machines. And on low-end machines, it's most likely the hardware that is not capable of running the demo, and those are the biggest culprits. Now, I said about making sure that your CPU isn't limiting your GPU. So I've done a video on how you can actually prevent or unlock the full power on your PC. The links are going to be in the video down below. Okay, you've seen the demo running flawlessly on my machine. Okay. But there's one more feature of Windows that can actually be disabled, which is going to have a massive knock-on effect to your running of the demo, and that is the indexing. Okay, indexing is not running on my PC. If you come to the old classic control panel and turn the icons large and go and click on indexing, okay, this here will probably say about 500,000, files scanned, or 25,000 files scanned, or whatever, and that process in the task manager here, it'll say something like index something or other, and it'll be running. Everything you do on that PC, it makes a note of, and it writes it down. And this actually takes a lot of CPU performance away from your PC. But you know what it does, right? This is the silliness of it. So if you come down here and do a search for anything, and I type in CMD, that came up almost immediately. Okay, if I type in Windows Store, which I probably won't even get through typing in before it even pops it up, like, I haven't got indexing running, and yet the search function is pretty quick on my machine. But that's what indexing does. It's a recall system to bring up searches fast. So if you search any folder up here for a file or a folder, it will instantly give it to you because it's got an index of everything you've done and every file and every folder on your PC. But it takes quite a lot of CPU cycles to keep that going. You disable it and you're freeing up your PC's performance for the demo. And to be honest, you won't even miss it. Like, indexing doesn't run, and it never will on my PC. It's just a waste of time. And there are a load of other Windows processes that are a waste of time. I'm going to link down below a video that you can go to teach you how to completely remove the crap off Windows and really give your PC a performance boost. And I really suggest you doing those if you really want to get the best from this demo. Now, this demo, there's nothing wrong with it from what people are saying. It's their PCs that are the problem. Okay, so turn off indexing, set your power plan settings to boost your performance, get rid of Windows Defender, get rid of the antivirus, turn off real-time scanning, and basically you'll have a much better experience. Now, if you want to learn how to disable Windows Defender properly, just double click the disable real-time protection registry file here, restart your PC, and Windows Defender is completely disabled. If you want to enable it, then double click the enable real-time protection. These reg files are in my Discord, and if you want to update Windows or use the Windows Store, you have to have Windows Defender running. But I'll put the link to my Discord down in the description box below. Come and get these files. They're in the free FLIGHTSIM Assets channel, and shut down Windows Defender to prevent it from messing up the demo. I'm running a competition, or it's not really a competition, it's a giveaway. Every single month until this game is released, I'm going to be giving away one place in the guarantee group. What the guarantee group is, for one lucky winner, the guarantee group is a group on Facebook where you will receive early access to early things. The guarantee group is like a preview premier club, you know. It's a private club and you have to sort of pay to get in, right? I'm going to be giving away one place in that club every single month on my channel until this game is released. All you got to do is subscribe to my channel, comment on any one of my Titanic videos down below, and at the end of January I'm going to choose one lucky winner and they're going to win a place in the guarantee group. Okay, I want to help you get your PC running so the demo is not compromised in quality, and that the devs do not do things to the demo because to lower the quality, because people just really are like having issues that don't really exist, you know. So again, the minimum specs I believe are 16 gig of RAM, you know, a 3.5 3.8 gigahertz CPU and a 8 gig card. And the recommended specs I believe will be 10 gig plus VRAM on a GPU, 4.0 speed on a CPU, and 32 to 64 gig of RAM. Now, they're not official, they're just what I believe will be needed for the future of like Titanic, Honor and Glory. And then you will not have a problem, you know, running this game, and it's just going to be Windows 10 that is the problem. So here's how I've just shown you how you can sort Windows 10 out. Let me know if you've got any issues down below. Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video. I hope it's helped, and I hope we kind of squash some of this demo's rubbish and its glitchy sort of myth, because it actually isn't, and it is really good. And I really hope people, you know, take note and sort their PCs out and make sure you're running it correctly first off on Windows 10. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see everybody aboard the Titanic. Bye-bye.